From Red Zone Weather in Bruton, Alabama, with meteorologist Spinks Meganson. Severe weather coverage starts right now.
For the fifth day in a row, we have a tornado warning. This one is in effect for parts of Escambia County, Alabama, right now in South Alabama. This is going to be a possible tornado that's going to pass near or just to the north of the greater Bruton area. And this could be a situation where we have a tornado on the ground near Appleton right now, pushing off to the east. Good Monday morning to you. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson. Current time is now 9:45 a.m. and we have a possible tornado out on the north side of the city of Bruton. Let's zoom in and get more specific because this is going to be a deal where we quickly need to go over to the velocity and see exactly where this thing is. Here's the city of Bruton right here, and so it looks like this is going to pass the city of Bruton to the north, but nonetheless, you need to be implementing that tornado safety plan right now as we have a possible tornado very near Appleton, up here near Appleton Road, pushing off to the east. This has been a very active weather morning. We've had warnings all night long back in West Alabama, and now this is a tornado warning that is in effect for parts of Escambia County, Alabama. And so again, for the folks in Bruton, areas near Appleton and Kirkland, you are under this active tornado warning. And I need to do an assessment quickly to see if we're going to have to get sheltered here at our Bruton, Alabama studio location because this is rapidly going to be coming into our area where I am as well. Again, it's now 9:47 a.m. and we're watching this possible tornado that's happening near Appleton right now. And it looks like this is going to pass far enough to the north that I'm not going to have to take shelter where I am in Bruton, but it is a very close call. So again, for the folks in Bruton, just for the next few minutes, be in that tornado safe place. Basically from the Bruton Walmart and points north up here on Highway 31, you need to be implementing that tornado safety plan as we could have a possible tornado coming in from the west. The tornado right now is centered very near Appleton Road, and yeah, you can see it right in through here. This is actually near Appleton Road and Alabama Highway 41, very near Lowry Landing Road, coming up on Tippins Eddy Road. And so, again, if you're near any of the areas that I'm calling out, you get to the middle part of your house and you make it happen now. Don't wait, all right? Don't play with this thing. This could quickly produce a tornado in parts of Escambia County, Alabama, near Alabama Highway 41, north of Bruton, near Tippins Eddy Road, near Appleton Road, near Mason Mill Pond Road. All these areas on the north side of the city of Bruton out here, just to the north of town, are really in the core danger zone where this is going to pass. Also for areas near Kirkland. If you're near Kirkland, areas near the Bruton Walmart, areas near Juniper Creek, you need to be implementing that tornado safety plan now, as this is a tornado that has really developed quite quickly and prompted a warning for Escambia County here in Alabama. 9:48 a.m. and this is the first tornado warning of the day, fifth consecutive day with an active tornado warning here in South Alabama and Northwest Florida. And this is the only warning that we have on the board. We note that there's a separate tornado warning happening back here near Hattiesburg, Mississippi, coming up on Interstate 59. Also got a flash flood warning down in Jackson County, Mississippi. Loud storms happening near Bayou La Battery and also over in parts of Holmes County in the Florida Panhandle. But you can see this is the main event for our local area. So let's get in there and focus on it because we don't have any other danger zones right now across the local area. This is specifically for Escambia County, Alabama. And look, if you are basically from the Bruton Walmart and points north, you need to be taking shelter right now. South of Walmart in the core of the city of Bruton, this area downtown and East Bruton, you are outside of the tornado warning polygon. Now, I know because I was in this just a second ago. I got the wireless emergency alert just like everyone else. And, you know, the phones went nuts and everything else in East Bruton and out here toward Riverview as well. But you're out of the polygon. That line basically runs from, let's zoom in and get real tight and I can be specific for you. The line basically runs from Bruton Elementary and points north, but I can tell you just by looking at the radar signature that, again, for folks basically from Walmart and T.R. Miller High School north up here to Juniper Creek, out Appleton Road, out Magoogan Road, this is going to be the core danger zone. Possible tornado is moving off to the east at about 40 miles per hour. And let's go over to our iPad view, our radar scope view, and you can see it on velocity. Right here is your circulation, all right? And that is right over the land between Alabama Highway 41 and Appleton Road, coming into Appleton Road now. So it can't be stressed enough, if you know someone that lives near Appleton Road, north of the city of Bruton, you need to call them right now. Text them, tag them in the comments below, let them know that we could have a tornado on the ground pushing off to the east. Same thing, if you know anyone at Juniper Creek, the former Bruton Country Club, call them now, all right? They're in the core danger zone. Same thing at the Juniper Creek development right there where, just to the north of where the North Bruton School used to be on Highway 31. Areas out here near Old Castleberry Road as well. You need to be implementing that tornado safety plan, all right? So all these areas that I'm calling out on the north side of Bruton, I say north side of Bruton, just to the north of the city of Bruton, you are in the core danger zone and you need to be getting to a tornado safe place right now. What does that mean? It means you get to the lowest floor of a site-built structure, away from windows, away from doors, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. Best possible thing on this list. Put something on your head. A helmet will save your life. If you've got flying debris and that sort of thing, we lose more people in tornadoes due to blunt force trauma to the head than any other injury. And so again, for folks in Appleton, right here on Appleton Road, coming into Kirkland on the north side of Bruton, you're in the core danger zone from this. Again, just to stress, for areas down here on the south side of town, you are okay for now. Pollard, Kego, areas near Georgia Pacific, East Bruton, downtown Bruton, Riverview, the Bruton Municipal Airport. All those areas are fine. All of East Bruton, you are okay. You are not involved in this tornado warning. Even though some of you got the wireless emergency alert, I can tell you that you are not in any danger if you're in East Bruton. The core danger is up here on the north side of the city of Bruton, Alabama, as of 9:52 a.m. on this Monday, June the 19th. Again, fifth consecutive day with tornado warnings across our local area. It has been a long, crazy few days in the world of weather across South Alabama and Northwest Florida. And I tell you, that thing has really strengthened over the last few frames. Let's go over to the velocity view. Yeah, there it is. That right there is a likely tornado, all right? This is going to come just like this. And I tell you, the circulation is a bit farther south than it was. So again, for folks in the north side of Bruton, be in a safe place right now. Don't play with this thing. Lowest floor, site-built structure, away from windows, away from doors, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. You need to have a tornado helmet on now if you are, again, Bruton Walmart points north out here, Appleton Road, areas near Tippins Eddy Road right here. And again, just to be safe, let's kind of make the zone from T.R. Miller High School and points north, and that's going to put our studios right in the danger zone, right in through here, as that circulation has built in a bit farther to the south than it once was. That's why we have these tornado warning polygons. And so what I'm going to do, just like you, as a course of least regret, I'm going to get a tornado helmet and get in our safe place. And I'm actually the only one in the building right now. I think that this is going to pass to my north, but I tell you, that thing is so close that I'm not going to risk it. And so just like you, and for, I believe, the third time ever, we are going to do this. We're going to put the tornado helmet on, and I'm going to step off camera to protect myself as well, because our studio is right here in the northern part of the city of Bruton, just as a course of least regret. I think that this is going to pass me to the north, but we're practicing what we preach around here. And so be in a safe place if you are in the north side of the city of Bruton right now. Grabbing the phone, let's see, grabbing our controller system, and I'm going to get sheltered right now as well in our interior room here, which in this case for me is a bathroom. And again, for those of you watching, we are coming up on 10 o'clock here in South Alabama and Northwest Florida, and we're dealing with a tornado warning, and I'm off camera because I am taking shelter right now as well. Again, for folks in Kirkland, be in a safe place. Same thing at Walmart on the north side of town. If you're near T.R. Miller High School in the northern part of Bruton, Appleton Road, McGugan Road, U.S. Highway 31 near Old Castleberry Road, Georgia Lane, Woodmont Lane, Rogers Lane, Long Boulevard, also areas near Sybil Lane. You've also got Kirkland Road. Be in a safe place, lowest floor, site-built structure, away from windows and doors, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. I'm actually able to, you probably can hear the mouse clicks in the background, I can control our system where I am, but we're just watching this together as we have a strengthening possible tornado coming into the north side of Bruton. Again, this situation is one that could be potentially dangerous. This thing has really ramped up in a hurry. And this is going to be coming out towards Rock Hill and Kirkland over the next few minutes. We need to kind of look downwind of this. Just checking with our sources here. In current time, 9:57 a.m. And you probably can hear the thunder in the background. Again, I'm sheltered, tornado helmet on. You should be as well. As we come up on 10 o'clock. Again, this is one of those situations where we have a possible tornado very near Appleton Road at this point. The best case scenario right now would be that we don't have a tornado down, but there very well could be one on the north side of the city of Bruton. That certainly is a distinct likelihood at this point. And again, for those of you that may be wondering where I am, I'm off camera right now seeking shelter. I'm trying to see if I can control our system here in Bruton where we can show some different products on radar. Tell you what, let's see if we can turn on the debris tracker here so we can see if there's anything there. Again, Bruton, be sheltered, specifically the north side of town. Take this seriously, don't play with this, all right? Looking at a situation where we have a possible tornado near Appleton Road, and that thing is rapidly coming up on U.S. Highway 31 and Old Castleberry Road. So please be in a safe place right now. If you're near Walmart, near T.R. Miller High School, specifically also near areas like Juniper Creek and the former Bruton Country Club, which has been rebranded as Juniper Creek, be in a safe place. Kirkland Road, areas near the new middle school, that's no longer the new middle school, out on Old Castleberry Road, be in a safe place. All right, just battling this together, yet another tornado warning and a series of tornado warnings across our local area. And I tell you what, I think I can take you over now to our different alternate system that I can control from here in the back. There it is, yeah. So no debris being lofted at this point, but the radar beam is hitting this at about 5,000 feet above the surface of the Earth. Let's go back over to the velocity view. Yeah, that thing is real tight. I'm going to try to illustrate it for you. That's going to be your possible tornado, all right? And this is moving just like that, basically due east. You can see all the lightning as well. The thunder output where I am at the studio on the north side of the city of Bruton has kind of ramped down over the last few frames, but I tell you, that is a classic tornado signature, and I am thankful that the Weather Service issued this tornado warning for this storm because this one means business, no doubt. No doubt about it. Let's see if we can zoom out and show you the wide view across the entire local area. Yeah, there we go. And let's put this in motion so that you can see this storm in Bruton is the only thing we've got going on at this point in terms of warnings across South Alabama and Northwest Florida. Yes, we've got loud and proud storms down around the beaches. We've also got storms happening near Laurel Hill and Escambia Farms in Okaloosa County. But the only tornado warning that we've got going on right now is happening near the city of Bruton, Alabama. And we'll go ahead and zoom in on that. I'm having a bit of trouble using this back end system. It's a little tough because, again, I'm sheltered right now, which is what you should be doing in the city of Bruton as well. And that signature continues to be quite pronounced. Right now, passing near Old Castleberry Road, on the north side of the city of Bruton, you should have those tornado helmets on. If you are specifically on the Old Castleberry Road, Kirkland Road, or the north side of town, north side of the city of Bruton, be in a safe place now as we have this tornado that's going to be exiting town very shortly. Again, I realize it's not ideal to have your local meteorologist off camera during a situation like this. I want to be able to kind of guide you through this together, but we have to protect ourselves here as well, and this thing is going to be exiting Bruton shortly, and so I'll be able to get back on camera. You're looking at this live supercell thunderstorm that has prompted this tornado warning in Escambia County, Alabama, 10:02 a.m. on this Monday, June 19th. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson, and today we are expecting more in the way of severe storms. More severe storms likely to pop up later today. And hopefully, by the time we get into Tuesday, tomorrow, the threat will diminish somewhat. And then on Wednesday, for the first time in a long time, we don't have a severe weather risk at the moment anyway for Wednesday. But right now, the core danger zone is for the city of Bruton, specifically out here on the north side of town, north of Walmart, is really the core threat zone. And we'll go over to the velocity, and yeah, that signature continues to hold on. Let's put it in motion so you can see. This thing originated back around Wallace and Pineview. Right there is when the warning was issued at about 9:41. And then it moved basically due east. And right now we're left with a possible tornado in the northern part of the city of Bruton. That signature is really going to be focused now over Kirkland. I realize you see the couplet, the mesocyclone, is right over where it says North Bruton, but just looking at that map where I can see it, if you're in Kirkland, you're in the core danger zone at this point. And looking downwind of this, there are folks who live out here, but I can tell you the population density really drops off once you get to the east of the Louisville-Nashville CSX Railroad. All right, so, and that thing, you know, you just saw an update there, really is holding on. And so Kirkland, be in your safe place. All right, I'm sheltered. You should be as well. And again, this is a situation where the core of this is missing Bruton to the north, thankfully, but as a course of least regret, I'm sheltered. And if you're in North Bruton, you should be sheltered at least for the next 2 or 3 minutes as well. You see the polygon updated there. And basically that thing exists from Walmart up to the Bruton Country Club or Juniper Creek at this point. That's the zone of Highway 31 involved in this active tornado warning. And I see that we've got a new radar update. You can't see that yet. It will propagate to your screen shortly. But what I'm going to do is come out of the shelter zone here where I am and be able to resume our coverage per normal. So just bear with me as I get back on camera. We have come through a tornado warning here in the city of Bruton, the north side of town anyway, unscathed, thankfully. I have heard no reports just yet of any damage so far, which certainly is a good thing. All right, just resuming normal operations. Got a little intense there, sorry about that. But thanks for being patient with us, and we're watching this possible tornado out on the north side of the city of Bruton. Let's go back over to our high-def radar view, and same storm, all right? We're looking at this possible tornado very near Kirkland, pushing off to the east. This is rapidly going to move into areas out here, very near Boykin over the next 5 to 10 minutes. So if you know someone at Boykin, Alabama on US Highway 29, call them now. Let them know that we could have a possible tornado pushing in from the west. If you're in the city limits, all right, hear me out. If you live in the city limits of Bruton, Alabama, we'll give you a tornado all clear, all right? City limits of Bruton. If you're in the city limits, we'll give you an all clear. You're done with the imminent tornado threat for now. There may be more in the way of possible tornadoes later. But again, just to reiterate one more time, because it was an intense situation for those of us in the city of Bruton, we'll give you a tornado all clear for the city limits of Bruton, Alabama. Kirkland, if you live out on Kirkland Road, we need you to stay sheltered. Same thing if you're near Murder Creek Road. You need to be sheltered as this possible tornado is moving just like this. This is going to be very near Murder Creek Road and areas out here near the railroad and Murder Creek over the next few minutes. And so can't be stressed enough, if you know someone at Kirkland or areas near Murder Creek Road out north of Bruton, need to be in a safe place now. Possible tornado moving to the east. Let's actually go back to our traditional radar source so that we can show you this tornado warning polygon has been trimmed back, and Kirkland is in at this point, as is Boykin. We'll see if the Weather Service decides to extend this tornado warning a bit farther to the east. I do think that's a possibility based on the storm here. This is a supercell storm capable of producing a tornado. So next in line would be places like Teddy, Holmesville, Damascus, and Dixie. All right, you would be next. Same thing here, potentially near Brooklyn, Boggs and Boulders, Luango, back down to Rome, and the Salon-Dixon Forestry Center. All those areas east of the city of Bruton, potentially about to get a new tornado warning. And I'm just putting you on notice, in those areas, you need to be ready to get to a tornado-safe place. I know that cell phone service in those areas is quite poor from all the major, carriers. And so if you know someone that would be going into those areas, call them now and let them know that they may be about to go under the gun from this possible tornado. In fact, let's zoom back into our tornado zone right now happening near Kirkland, Alabama. Just to give you some geography here, this thicker line is US Highway 31. This is going to be Kirkland Road that turns into Dr. Martin Luther King Drive down here south of the tornado warning polygon. But again, this is Kirkland Road. You got Murder Creek Road right here. You've also got areas to the north of Rock Hill, very sparsely populated forest land out here in eastern Escambia County, now under a tornado warning, all right? Same thing at Boykin. This is US Highway 29 that comes back into the polygon right there north of Maxwell Store. Here's Maxwell Store, here's Ridge Road. Those areas are out of the tornado warning polygon. So if you're at Rock Hill, Spring Hill, or Ridge Road, you are fine right now. You're A-OK. Maxwell Store is fine. But you go just to the north of Maxwell Store on 29, you're involved in that tornado warning polygon. Same thing at Boykin, right there at the maintenance facility. Used to be a school at Boykin, but now it's a maintenance facility out there. That area is involved in an active tornado warning valid until 10:30 local time. I tell you what, we've really had a problem over the last few days with one of the major cellular carriers kind of dropping data left and right. I'm not going to name the company, but if you're in the city of Bruton, I know you know because we've had outages from one of the cellular carriers, and I think unfortunately we're experiencing that to some degree again this morning. So it's my hope that folks in this tornado warning polygon not only got a wireless emergency alert, but we're able to get our Red Zone Weather app alert for this as well. Possible tornado has now moved toward Murder Creek to the east of Kirkland Road. All right, so if you're at Kirkland, let's give it 2 to 3 more minutes and I'll be able to give you a tornado all clear. You may be wondering, why do we if the tornado's passed, why do we give it a few minutes? We give it a few minutes just to make sure that there's no weirdness going on with the velocity signatures or anything like that. Sometimes the data can be just a little misleading. Now, I don't think this case is, but sometimes it can be a little misleading. Let's let it clear out by a few miles, and I'll be able to give you an all clear in Kirkland and areas near Kirkland Road over the next few minutes. For those of you that are just joining us as of 10:10 a.m. on this Monday, we had previously given an all clear to the city limits of Bruton, Alabama. I realize technically this polygon still includes part of Bruton, but the tornado danger is over here at this point, to the east of the railroad in rural eastern Escambia County, Alabama. And for those of you that may be watching from other areas other than Bruton, this is my home turf, all right? We took shelter a minute ago. We're based in Bruton, Alabama on the north side of town. We were involved in this tornado warning. And around here, I don't know what other stations do or other outlets, but we practice what we preach. We put on helmets and we get in the bathroom, interior bathroom. And so that's what you should do too whenever we have a tornado warning. And that's what the folks in Boykin should be doing right now. Areas near US Highway 29, areas near Fish Pond Road, be in a tornado safe place. Folks in those areas, I should say. We are looking at a situation where I've yet to see anything in the way of damage, thankfully. And again, watching this thing in central Escambia County push off to the east pretty rapidly as of 10:11 a.m. Let's go back to the velocity on this, and you can see that we still are looking at a tornado signature. That is just pretty clear cut that that's a couplet mesocyclone that could be producing a tornado down at the surface. And at this point, this is now about 2 to 3 miles to the east of Kirkland Road out here in rural eastern Escambia County, Alabama, moving basically due east. And this thing will rapidly be in areas near near Boykin, I should say, and Damascus in about 10 minutes. And so watching this situation carefully, let's actually look elsewhere across the region and see what we've got going on. Loud storms also happening in parts of southern Mobile County. We'll zoom down there quickly. Bayou La Battery is here, Coden is here, this is DIP and Dauphin Island. This storm is below severe limits, so you're fine right now in southern Mobile County. Storms also offshore from Orange Beach. You've also got some pop-up showers and storms happening in northwest Florida, specifically near Holt, Harold, and Parkerville. Also got storms happening near Hurlburt Field and Navarre. Louder storms happening near Campton. Tell you what, let's actually look at the velocity on that because that looks mighty suspicious. That looks like a rotating thunderstorm on the reflectivity product. And indeed it is. You see some broad rotation happening very near or just to the south of Wing, and that's pushing due east. So if you're in Laurel Hill, putting you on notice, we'll have to watch this one. Lots of lightning with that as well. But for now, no tornado warning. The tornado warning is in effect up here for parts of central Escambia County, Alabama, and really the eastern side of the county as well. And again, the good news with this is I have heard of no damage reports so far. And I've been watching those Facebook comments fast and furiously, but I tell you, this could have been a very bad situation on the north side of the city of Bruton. I am so thankful that I've heard of no damage thus far, and I feel like we would have, because we got folks up and awake. It's no longer the middle of the night like what we had last night and the previous nights. I think we're going to come through this unscathed, all right? Let's go back over to our reflectivity product, and we'll put this in motion. This tornado warning originated back near Wallace, and it has since moved across Escambia County, Alabama. At this point, we have no active tornado watch or severe thunderstorm watch across our region. I'm expecting a weather watch to be issued later when conditions become a bit more favorable for the development of more in the way of severe thunderstorms. This is pretty much going to be an all-day deal. So we're not going anywhere, unfortunately, and we have more storms coming later today into tonight. But there's hope on the horizon, because by the time we get to Wednesday, finally, we have no severe weather risk. So hopefully that won't change, but as of now, thunderstorms in the forecast for Wednesday, but probably way below severe limits. Certainly a long time coming. I'm tired, you're tired, we're all tired. It's been a wild week in the world of weather across South Alabama and Northwest Florida. And let's zoom back into our storm that's now happening to the east of Bruton. And by the way, just to clarify, in East Bruton, you are fine. You have never been in this tornado warning polygon in East Bruton, but the cell is now to the east of the city of Bruton, out here in rural eastern Escambia County. Just to be clear at this point, if you are in Kirkland, it is prudent to give you an all clear. Kirkland, all clear. If you live near Kirkland Road or areas near North Bruton, also areas out here near Murder Creek Road, specifically near the railroad, all clear. So that means that this population center that we know and love here in South Alabama and where Red Zone Weather is based in Bruton, the entire greater Bruton area gets an all clear. The tornado threat has ended for Bruton, Kirkland, North Bruton, and all surrounding areas. This is now specifically an issue out in the county, and this is a very sparsely populated part of Escambia County, Alabama, coming into Boykin. So the population density goes down pretty rapidly in through here. Lots of forest and woods out here, but then it kind of picks back up once you get closer to US Highway 29. And the reason I know this is because these are the roads that I travel on just about every day. And so Boykin being a safe place. Same thing at Fish Pond. Damascus is out, technically, of this tornado warning polygon. We'll zoom in and show you that. Again, Damascus is out. If our system will cooperate. There's Damascus. It's a bit to the east of this tornado warning polygon. And just looking at this circulation has come down in intensity over the last few minutes. You remember just a few minutes ago, if you were watching, we'll back this up, when it was around North Bruton, that thing was screaming. But now it's faded. And so I suspect what's going to happen here, either the Weather Service is going to cancel this tornado warning, or they're going to just let it expire. And yeah, their plan of action, they're going to let it expire. And so I think that's the right, choice of action here. This is moving due east away from Bruton toward Boykin and toward Damascus, but it has exhaled, it has weakened, it has come down in strength, and hopefully what will happen here is the circulation just completely goes away. And so super thankful to report that we've had no damage at this point in Escambia County, Alabama from this. Even though we got a little dicey there for a few minutes, I had to take shelter, and I know many of you watching in the city of Bruton did as well. Yeah, and as of 10:17, the Weather Service is noting that the circulation continues to weaken, exactly like what I've been saying here on the air. That is just much weaker than it once was. Now, there still is broad rotation there. And instead of canceling the warning, what they're doing, they're going to just let this ride until 10:30 a.m. And the reason they're doing that is because this thing may cycle back up. Now, that's not a guarantee, but it is a possibility. And so that's why we're going to give this a few more minutes. And I tell you, just like that scan seems to be becoming a little stronger. So we'll see if that trend continues. That's what we do. When we're watching the velocity data, like what you see here, we're watching for trends. We're not watching for flukes or anomalies. We're watching for what the storm is doing. And there's a polygon update. Tell you what, let's go back over to our big radar system and we'll show you that basically the only organized community in terms of on the map at this point involved in this is at Boykin. So it can't be stressed enough, the folks in Boykin, you need to be taking shelter to protect yourself. If you know someone at Boykin, Alabama, call them, text them, tag them. Maybe this is, one of those things that they're catching it at the last minute. Maybe they've had cellular connection problems like so many of us have across the greater Bruton area. If you know someone in Boykin, call them, as we have a possible tornado right in through here. The signature is weaker than it once was, but nonetheless, it's moving due east toward Boykin. And we will see if the Weather Service has to extend this tornado warning into areas near Damascus and Holmesville over the next few minutes, and potentially into that boot heel of Conecuh County. This is Conecuh County up here. This is the Sapulga River right here. This is the Conecuh River. This is US Highway 29. County Highway 69 is right here. You've also got areas near the Salon-Dixon Forestry Center right here, and the community of Dixie. All those areas would be next in line to see this storm, regardless of what happens with the warning, but we will see if those areas get a warning over the next little bit. Getting a report in of a video. Let's see if this is, yeah, this was actually yesterday, but thank you, by the way, to everyone who sent in damage reports over the last few days. Fortunately, I've had no reports of damage over the last hour here in Escambia County, Alabama. We have had a ferocious storm move through, lots of lightning, lots of thunder, rotation clearly evident on radar, but I have heard nothing in terms of reports of damage from this tornado that, possible tornado, I should say, that moved right across the northern part of the greater Brewton, Alabama area. Let's go back over to our velocity, because this thing really is ramping back up in a hurry. It kind of exhaled for a minute. Now it's inhaling and becoming a little bit more strong. We'll back this up. Over the northern part of Brewton out here towards Juniper Creek, this thing was really quite strong, to be frank, and then it fizzled, and then watch what happens. It's becoming a little bit more organized out here as it approaches Boykin. And so we'll see if the Weather Service decides, in fact, to extend that tornado warning a bit farther to the east. By the way, I have to address this just because I see it in the comments. For everyone who advocates for tornado sirens, let me tell you, those things don't work in situations like this, and I'll tell you why. When you've got blinding heavy rain, most thunderstorms in the Deep South and most tornado-producing thunderstorms are what we call HP supercells. In other words, high precipitation supercells. In other words, storms that just produce ungodly amounts of rain. And that's what we're seeing here. This thing is producing copious amounts of rain as it moves off to the east. But these sirens struggle so much in these rainstorms. And so not only that, outdoor sirens are a product of the 1950s. They were designed to reach folks outside. And so sirens were never designed to reach folks inside. The beauty of what we have now, these wireless emergency alerts, is that we can reach folks inside. Now, I don't disagree that you need an alternate way to get warnings. And what we suggest is NOAA Weather Radio. We have a NOAA Weather Radio site actually in Appleton. It's technically named the Brewton site, that covers 5 of our local counties. And so having a NOAA Weather Radio is great, but you know, I don't get too excited about tornado sirens because they're designed to reach people outside. Never rely on an outdoor siren to protect you. You're not going to hear it 99% of the time. And so can't rely on sirens, and we don't recommend that municipalities put those up. What we do recommend is that you get to a safe place now if you're at Boykin, because this thing has really ramped back up. And I would suggest we're about to get a new tornado warning for parts of eastern Escambia County over the next few minutes because of what you see on your screen right now. That is a couplet, which is a term that describes an area of rotation on radar, and this is going to be coming into areas near Boykin, not Brooklyn. Brooklyn's up here. Here's Boykin. This is going to be coming into areas near US Highway 29 over the next few minutes, near County Highway 69, Damascus. In fact, let's go ahead and call it. If you're at Damascus, as a course of least regret, get in that tornado safe place, as you're about to get another tornado warning if this signature holds over the next few minutes. So Boykin, Damascus, Dixie. get in that tornado safe place. The Weather Service, I suspect, is in the process of queuing up a new tornado warning for eastern Escambia County because of the signature that we're seeing on radar right now. It's a classic supercell. It's cycling up, it's cycling down. The circulation actually has redeveloped on the south side of this storm, and this is going to be coming right into areas near the Escambia County maintenance facility right there near Boykin along US Highway 29. Very rural part of eastern Escambia County, Alabama. But you need to be sheltered now if you're in Boykin. And again, I've gone ahead and called it. If you're in Damascus, get sheltered, as you're going to get a new tornado warning if this signature holds, and I suspect that it will. I suspect it's going to be a new tornado warning that runs at least until 11 a.m. for eastern Escambia County. And for the folks in Boykin, I know I've called you out about 100 times over the last 5 minutes, but can't be stressed enough. Be sheltered. If you know someone that would be at Boykin, Alabama, just to the north of Maxwell's store on US Highway 29, call them, text them, tag them in the comments below, as this is a situation that is yet again becoming particularly concerning, as we have a possible tornado pushing off to the east. This thing originated back near Wallace. It crossed through the northern part of Bruton near Kirkland and also out here near Old Castleberry Road, and now it's basically moving due east on a beeline for Boykin and areas near Damascus over the next few minutes. I think the Weather Service, their hand is kind of going to be forced if this signature holds on. You just don't have a choice. When you have a signature like that, it's strong enough that this warrants a new tornado warning. And so we'll see indeed if they do that. They're probably watching the scans to see if this is going to hold, because if this thing weakens, you don't want to issue a new warning unless you absolutely have to. So we'll see what they do over the next few minutes. But nonetheless, this is a tornado warning for Boykin. And you need to be sheltered if you're in Boykin or Damascus at this point. This thing is going to rapidly come into Damascus over the next few minutes, and this could be producing a tornado on the ground very near Boykin or the US Highway 29 corridor. And just like that, the thing has weakened a bit yet again. So let's back it up, and we'll put this in motion. Right there, you've still got a tornado signature that could be producing a tornado, but over the last 2 frames, that thing has weakened. And so, like I said, this thing is cycling up, it's cycling down. At bare minimum, this is producing a mesocyclone. In other words, a rotating column of air in the atmosphere. Now, whether that's a tornado down on the ground at the surface of the earth doing damage, that's another story. But with a signature like that, you've got rotation that's coming into Boykin and Damascus as of 10:27 a.m. Let's do a wide view across the region while we wait to see what the Weather Service is going to do with this, because this is an active tornado warning on this Monday, June 19th, 2023. And we've also got storms firing down here in southern Mobile County. Those storms are under severe limits for now. We'll see what happens as they continue to move to the east toward the Alabama beaches, Foley, and Pensacola over the next hour. Let's also check on our storm in Laurel Hill, because that storm has shown some intermittent signs of broad rotation over the last 30 minutes or so. You can kind of actually see right in through here, you've got an area of rotation, but it's so weak, definitely not tornado warning worthy at this point. In fact, let's show you this on our radar scope source. There's that storm about 30 minutes ago, and you can see now that the semblance of rotation has really fizzled with that. But nonetheless, still some broad stuff in through there. And there's our tornado warning that continues for the next 2 minutes for Boykin. And we will see if the Weather Service decides to extend this on into eastern Escambia County out near Damascus, Teddy, Holmesville, and areas near the Salon-Dixon Forestry Center, near the community of Dixie as well, along US Highway 29. About 1 more minute on this. And the latest that I have from the Weather Service is that they're going to let this go. So we'll see if that holds. We're just going to continue to watch it here over the next little bit. Thanks so much to everyone who has watched our coverage today. It has been a long morning. We had multiple severe thunderstorm warnings starting, I think, around 2 or 3 a.m. I can't remember the specific time. I think it was around 2 or 3 a.m. You can go back in the Red Zone Weather app and scroll down and see. But now we have this cluster of thunderstorms that extends from Boykin and Damascus up to red level in Covington County. Those storms are rapidly pushing into Covington County, into places like Gant, Strawn, Andalusia, Opp, and Florella over the next little bit. You've also got this cluster of storms down here near Bayou Battery that's going to move across Mobile Bay into areas near Bon Secours over the next few minutes. It is now 10:30 a.m. and I don't see anything in the way of a new warning, and so it looks like what's going to happen is the Weather Service is going to let this go, although we note that there still is broad rotation in through here that is eerily reminiscent of how the signature looked about 20 minutes ago near Bruton. So what I want to do is keep the coverage going for the next few minutes, and let's just watch this. Yeah, they're expiring the tornado warning, so that one's done. Let's just see if they choose to issue another one for this area of circulation that's happening near Boykin right now in eastern Escambia County, Alabama, because that thing on velocity is still producing potentially wind gusts around 60 miles per hour, maybe as high as 70 miles per hour with a look like that. But just to be clear, as of 10:31 a.m., officially, the tornado warning has been expired, or it did expire, I should say. And at this point, we have no active tornado warnings for any part of Escambia County, Alabama. And so even with this signature, what the Weather Service is saying is that, hey, look, even though it looks semi-impressive on radar, they're choosing not to issue a downstream warning. And part of that may be because we didn't have any damage, even when the signature looked like this, when it was back here, closer to Bruton. And so we'll see what happens over the next few minutes. Again, we're going to keep going just for a few more minutes to make sure we don't get a new warning. The good news is, because we don't have any active tornado warnings, what I can do is kind of take you on a tour around the region, and then we'll go back to this storm and make sure that we're about to not get a new warning. And then our plan of action would be to go back to covering storms in the Red Zone Weather app. So first thing, let's zoom into southern Mobile County, and we'll show you these storms down here. We'll look at it on velocity. We're looking at it from the Eglin vantage point. Let me change to the Mobile vantage point, as that's the local radar for this area. Nothing in the way of rotation in through here, so that's good. These storms are loud and proud, producing quite a bit of loud thunder over the last few minutes near Bayou Battery, Codin, areas near Alabama Port, Fowl River, Irvington, Dees, Dawes, Grand Bay. These storms are moving to the east. We're also tracking storms offshore from Dauphin Island. These are moving to the east as well. Probably have a few water spouts south of Gulf Shores right now. We're also tracking a storm coming into Destin, Miramar Beach, and the western part, I should say, of Choctawhatchee Bay. This storm is happening near Fort Walton right now, and this is going to move into areas near Destin and Sandestin and Miramar Beach in Walton County over the next few minutes. So heavy downpours of rain possible there. We're also tracking storms near Holt, Harold. This is the Eglin Reservation. You've got Camp J.E. Rudder, which sits right in through here. We'll zoom in and show you that. Camp Rudder, part of Eglin, is right here. Heavy storms moving in from the west. No warning out on that coming into Okaloosa County as of now. You've also got a stronger storm happening up here in the northern part of Okaloosa County. This is Florida State Highway 85 that connects Crestview back up to Laurel Hill. Laurel Hill is right here. And this storm is passing just to the south of Laurel Hill, coming into areas near Paxton, not Crestview. Crestview's to the south. Sorry, it's been a long few days. Florella, Lockhart, and Paxton could have heavy rain over the next few minutes. But by far, the strongest storm in our local area remains this supercell thunderstorm that previously prompted a tornado warning in eastern Escambia County in Alabama. The circulation has continued to broaden out over the last few frames. There it is, just to get your geography straight. Here's Bruton. You've got US Highway 29 that connects Bruton up to Andalusia right there. Boykin is here. Damascus is here. Holmesville is here. And so this storm is basically right over Holmesville, Damascus, and Boykin in eastern Escambia County. Lots of lightning, lots of thunder, but at this point in their assessment, the Weather Service believes, and I agree with, by the way, this storm is likely not producing a tornado as it pushes off to the east. Lots of lightning in that storm near Holmesville, near Damascus, near County Highway 69, near Boykin, near US Highway 29, and the McGowan Bridge, which is right here where the Conecuh River crosses, or where 29 crosses the Conecuh River right there at the McGowan Bridge. All those areas having nasty thunderstorms, but no imminent tornado threat with that storm as of now. Let's briefly also check on storms in Covington County, as we do have nasty storms coming into the Andalusia area, Red Level, Brooks. From the west, these storms are going to cross Gant Lake, Gant, Dunn's Bridge, Strawn, Andalusia, Heath over the next 5 to 10 minutes. But those storms are below severe limits. Also, a new storm has developed near the Sapulga River up here near Owassa and Garland. They're in southern Butler County. That one's going to move toward McKenzie. No warning out on that storm. And at this point, we have no active warnings anywhere across South Alabama or Northwest Florida. We do note in the Florida Panhandle, there's a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Holmes, Washington, Florida, and Jackson counties over near Mariana, and points just to the west of there near Bonifay. But that storm is the only severe storm that we're seeing on radar anywhere close by at this point. It's now 10:35 a.m. and because we don't have any active tornado warnings, what we're going to do is going back to covering storms in the Red Zone weather app. Of course, if we have more tornado warnings, we'll come straight back on Facebook Live and bring you the latest. On behalf of all of us at Red Zone Group LLC, I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson saying goodbye for now. Today has been the 5th consecutive day of tornado warnings. Probabilities for severe weather go down tomorrow, and by the time we get to Wednesday, hopefully no more warnings. I'll have more updates throughout the day in the Red Zone weather app.
Be sure to find us across social media, and don't forget to download the free Red Zone weather app and set up your customized alerts. Please support our Red Zone weather sponsors who make our coverage possible every single day.